all of the hype behind James Gunn and his Supergirl, Superman, Super whatever it is, Super They Them, I'm sure that's coming next, knowing his track record, is completely manufactured. I saw it earlier this year and actually was testing things on the X algorithm talking about Superman. And as that movie was coming out, I would watch my posts just go ballistic. The same thing is happening with the Supergirl movie. And all of this is fake. Now, if you don't know, these platforms don't just organically let stuff go viral. People aren't just all talking about this behind a water cooler or anything like that. These studios actually pay for advertising. And when they do that, they actually have the algorithm boost all this stuff so that you see it more on your feed. So my entire feed is Supergirl trailers coming out, Supergirl trailers coming out, which is pretty interesting because they're treating the trailer release like an actual movie release. This is something I haven't seen in history. And while James Gunn may not be able to make a good Superman film, and the Supergirl film is primed to be even worse, which I'll talk about in a moment, he is really good at generating the hype machine, at least making that inorganic content look like there's a lot of hype. I'm going to show you how this all works with the Access Media just going ballistic and amplifying everything he does in just a moment. So please hit the like and subscribe button. Join us here as we talk about all things in the culture. Really appreciate you for being here. My name's John Delarose. I'm a comic book writer myself. I've created a character called Metagirl, and Metagirl is definitely like my take on what a Supergirl type of character would be like in reality, and actually staying consistent with the character, which is something DC Comics really has never done. And even in all of the film adaptations, in The Flash, we had the Sasha Collier chick who was completely opposite of what you'd think of Supergirl. We had Melissa Benoit in the CW show, who actually did a pretty good job until they just ruined it with bad writing. We had the Supergirl film back in the day. They've really just never been able to hammer down what they want out of the character, and that's been a massive problem. So here's the cool thing. I will have a newsletter, and I want you to sign up. It's in the description below. You get 3 free books for doing so, and the first one is my first volume of Flying Sparks, which introduces this character. You actually get a full graphic novel from me absolutely for free, just for staying connected with me, and this is where I introduce my works and the likes. If you want to follow some good independent art, this is the place to be. Thank you guys for being here. I never know if I'm going to find anybody again. I really appreciate those who sign up on the newsletter and connect, because with YouTube, like I said, these are all algorithm-based platforms these days. Nothing's organic anymore. And there's a lot about that we can show right now. So let's get into this. James Gunn is showing the new teaser trailer is this week. Now, I don't seem to recall this ever happening before, that we get a teaser trailer for the teaser trailer, and that's exactly what he unveiled here. And it's literally just the gal who plays Milly Alcock here just sitting, and the wait is almost over. Again, they're acting like the movie's coming out for the trailer. This is how much they're working to generate the hype and get people talking about this film, because Supergirl really is a tertiary character. If people are watching a Superman movie, they're not as likely to go see the Supergirl variant of the movie. It's like something that I would expect to do half as well as the Superman movie, right? And that's kind of how it works traditionally. So you can see he's got 4.4 million views on this. Now, this is James Gunn talking about his projects, so that makes a lot of sense. And you can see screen time. The first trailer for Supergirl will reportedly release Thursday, December 11th. So ahead of him doing this, he has, and Screen Time is one of those access news places out there, right? That has that gets the press releases ahead of time. They're actually hyping that the trailer is going to release on December 11th, the day before he posts this teaser of the trailer. So this was given to these media outlets to post everywhere the day before he posts that, to push the algorithm in this direction to do this. And this is how it's all done. Jason Momoa's Lobo will appear in the teaser trailer. Again, they're treating this like it's the movie. I mean, I get that it's news that Jason Momoa is going to be playing Lobo and he's going to be in the movie, but why are we talking about it's in the trailer? Like, what does that matter? Not going to shut up about her when the Supergirl trailer drops. I'm not sorry. And you can see even this, like this random account here, which is just talking about this, has 112,000 views just because they mentioned Supergirl. Silk and Supergirl cover for Superman, Spider-Man, and this is going through, and this is all they're doing is just trying to capitalize off of Supergirl. But you notice this one right here. This is just talking about art and a cover for a comic book. You can tell that doesn't go viral because they're not talking about the movie. This is how the AI algorithms actually know how these things work at this point. So you can see this one here, 1.1K from Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow updates. This is not even a verified account. 400 followers, right? It's going. Because why? The trailer for Supergirl reportedly set between 1 minute and 2 minutes long. oh, wow. Like every trailer. I mean, like I said, they're talking about this like it's a movie. It's very bizarre. What are you most excited about to see the Supergirl trailer this week? 15,000 views on DCU Brief. Again, that's a pretty big reach for that. So here's Momoa. This is a Supergirl drawing. He uses the term Supergirl trailer for this art. Notice he's got a small account as well, and he gets a little better because he mentioned Supergirl trailer. This is how they manipulate things. So none of this is organic. It's being pushed onto everybody's feeds right here, and that's how it goes. I actually know this myself. I actually have been looking at this, and I test this myself. So what I did was I started talking about, because I know the Supergirl is going to be a bad film. You can see this is going crazy, right? And you could see why. So then I go on here. Look at this. Why is the Supergirl actress dressed like a dude at the event? This is her deal. And she is definitely dressing like a dude, Milly Alcock is, at the Supergirl event to promote the film. And this is just part of the subversion of culture. They do this in everything. If you guys don't realize this is intentional. And you can see 3.6 million views on this on my account, and I've got 15,000 followers, so that's crazy. I never have anything get that kind of traction, and it was all because the algorithm pushes this stuff. So even on my posts, which I'm glad they pushed it, I gained about 50 new followers off of it, so thank you if you're new. This is what happens on this. So none of this is organic. Nobody's talking about this just because they're just excited about a Supergirl movie. This was not the case, and this is what Hollywood does all the time. Now, the Supergirl movie is going to be based on a comic book by a man named Tom King. This is where it gets really interesting as well. Let me try to kind of show where it is. And you can see they had some pretty interesting art from a Brazilian artist who actually does a good job. Doesn't feel like Supergirl, though, right? I mean, this is kind of a weird stylistic thing that looks like it's like kind of an indie comic instead of Supergirl. Now, this comic was literally just taking the plot of True Grit and applying it to Supergirl as she goes and follows this other girl on a revenge quest across the galaxy, and that's all it is. And Supergirl in this is depicted as this drunk, barfing, depressed, nihilistic person. This is what Tom King does to every character he touches. Now, Tom King is a CIA former operative that is embedded at DC Comics. I sound like a conspiracy theorist talking about this stuff, but this is all real. And so he's doing this stuff intentionally to subvert heroes within the culture, to change them to be something they're not. So while Supergirl traditionally was like a happy-go-lucky, spunky sort of girl who's the cousin of Superman, that's how you might know her, and is very optimistic in everything, and that's kind of what she does. This character is opposite. It is a nihilistic inversion of it, and this graphic novel is just depressing garbage throughout the entire thing. And that's what the film's going to be. The film, from what I could tell, is very, very close, and they're using that graphic novel as a storyboard to push this going forward. That's why you saw the drunken, stuttering Supergirl in the middle of the Superman film that they were introducing, which he just used as a cameo. Like, she really didn't even need to be in the movie. It was just a plot device to push that this movie's coming out. And that's what James Gunn does. Everything's just like a big, bloated marketing stunt. And that's why this movie is going to be a terrible disaster. So I don't know anybody in real life, and you could correct me if I'm wrong on your end, that's actually talking about this like they're excited about this movie coming out, that they're excited about things coming here. But it is just going to be a subversion of the character. It's going to be an anti-hero film, and it's going to be another just James Gunn nightmare. And with a female lead and a female push on this, it's going to be filled with rampant feminism, and you also know that it's going to be filled with rampant wokeness, because that's what they do with everything. In fact, that's what the Superman film was, which a lot of critics ignored, because this year there's been this push by a lot of people to just be like, I just want to enjoy things, and they just don't actually look into these things anymore. But it was a big political nightmare, and of course the entire thing was an attack on Elon Musk, who was a stand-in for Lex Luthor was used as a stand-in for. It was really, really cringy. All right, leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Are you actually excited for this film? Do you believe that James Gunn's doing anything? Do you appreciate the look at the marketing here and just how this all works and how inorganic it all is? Because it needs to be shown, and I'm glad that I'm here to actually show this. I'm glad that you're here to watch. Thanks for being here. Hit the like and subscribe button. We are trying to organically grow over here with our independent work. It makes it very, very hard because we don't have this media apparatus repeating our stuff. And this is where you can get flying sparks. This is the revolution, guys. Please sign up for the newsletter in the description below. I've also got an online bookstore if you want to support us. Appreciate you being here. We'll be back soon.